Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you a cute little way to do breakfast than just your traditional eggs and toast. And it's kind of a spin on avocado toast and eggs and toast. And so this is great for those mornings where you have a little bit more time. It's not going to take a long time, but maybe on a Saturday morning, brunch, or you're having some friends over or something like that. Or if you're doing brunch for dinner, this would be a great appetizer of sorts. So I've got a baguette here that I've just kind of sliced up on the bias on it, which means on an angle. And a lot of times people think the reason why we slice things on an angle is because they look pretty, and they do, and we want things to look pretty. But what also happens when you don't cut it in the perfect circle is you get more surface area to put the food on top, and it's easier to bite. So that's why we slice it on an angle. And I've got my oven preheating over here on broil, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of avocado oil. I'm not gonna use olive oil for this because it is going to the oven, and when you overheat extra virgin olive oil, it goes rancid, it burns, and it turns into trans fat. So avocado oil is really great at high temperatures. It has a very neutral flavor, and it's comparable to extra virgin olive oil. So I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of avocado oil right on my toast. And now, this is the part that most people forget to do when they're doing their bruschetta, crostini, whatever you want to call it, is they don't season it, right? So I'm just going to do a light pinch of salt all over the bread, just like that. Not too much because we are going to season the ingredients that go on top, and just a little crack of pepper, a little bit of cracked black pepper, right? And you don't want a ton, but it just, layers of flavor. I like all of my food to have flavor. I like all of my food to be seasoned. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna put this in the oven, and we're just gonna do it till it's golden brown, and then we're gonna flip it over, golden brown, pull it out, and you're done. And it's just that simple. And in the meantime, and in between time, we're gonna get ready for our eggs and our avocado and tomatoes that are gonna go on top. It's gonna be beautiful and colorful and delicious and easy peasy. Okay? Let's put this in the oven. Okay, so now we're gonna make our tomato topping, and it's super simple. So I've got some cherry tomatoes here, got some garlic, some extra virgin olive oil, and a lemon. So to get started, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my cherry tomatoes in half. Now, what a lot of people do is that, they get their cherry tomatoes and then they cut them in half one by one, and listen, you're trying to watch your favorite show, you're trying to binge watch that season of that show that you've been missing, and you're in a hurry, and you're like, what, I just don't have that kind of time. So what I want you to do is take 2 lids of the same size, any 2 lids that you have, okay? If you don't have 2 lids, 2 saucers or whatever, and then you want tomatoes that are about the same size. And basically all you want to do is put the lids together just like this, right? And take your sharp knife and just run it right across, and your tomatoes are cut in half just that quickly, okay? So those are gonna go into the bowl, and those are all the tomatoes that are about the same size. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our garlic, and I'm just gonna cheat and put it through a garlic press. I love, I'm not usually a huge fan of the unitasters in the kitchen. You could absolutely chop this up if you don't have it, but I think it makes life so much easier. So I'm just gonna smash my garlic right through there. Oh my gosh. Just like that. Beautiful and delicious. Okay, so I've got my tomatoes in here, I've got my garlic in here. I'm gonna add a little pinch of salt, not a ton, little fresh cracked black pepper. I am gonna use some extra virgin olive oil for the topping because the flavor is delicious and we're not heating it up. And what I'm also going to do is add a little bit of lemon zest right into here. Not a ton, and some lemon juice. So I'm just gonna cut that in half. Make sure you don't get the seeds. Just like that, okay? And just like that, your topping for your bruschetta, crostini is done, okay? And you can let that sit, but that's gonna be delicious. Now, let's move on. We've got our avocado here, and we're going to open this up. Same knife, we're just gonna go into the side, right? And we're just gonna rotate the avocado around the knife, okay? Boom, just like that. Let's get a spoon so we can scoop out the flesh of the avocado. So great to do. So I'm just gonna take this spoon And I'm just literally going to scoop out the flesh of my avocado. All right, so that's all ready to go. Now we're gonna move on and we're gonna scramble our eggs. Okay, now it's time to scramble our eggs. And since I'm doing a small batch, I'm only gonna do 2 eggs, but you can follow the recipe exactly and scale up or down depending on how many people you're serving. So I've got my saute pan here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and preheat that on a low heat. And I've got my eggs here, and I'm just gonna crack them. And I never crack the egg on the side of a bowl because I don't want the shells to get in there, so I always crack it on the countertop, okay? So just like that. So I'm just gonna do 2 eggs here, right? Move that all out of the way. Add a little pinch of salt, not a lot, right? A little bit of black pepper. If you wanted to add some milk or some heavy cream to this, you absolutely could. If you wanted to expand it a little bit, or if you like that in your eggs, you could add cheese to this if you wanted to. Mozzarella would be a really good fit. Or you can add mozzarella at the end or something like that if you wanted to. Parmesan would work also. So I'm just beating my eggs together. Okay. Now you could saute this in butter, but since we're trying to keep it on the light side and keep it kind of healthy, I'm gonna use avocado oil, just like we used on the bread in the oven, which we have since pulled out. Okay, and it's over there hanging out while we're cooking our eggs. All right, so now our pan is nice and hot. I'm gonna add a little bit of this avocado oil, not a ton, and we're just gonna swirl it around the pan till it gets nice and warm. I'm gonna go in with my eggs. And you wanna hear that sizzle. So my eggs are already starting to cook a little bit. I'm gonna turn the flame down just a tad. And I like to give my eggs a second to build up a little bit, and you can cook this. If you like runny scrambled eggs, you could absolutely do that. I like mine on the dry side. That's just my personal preference. And so now, you know, because I'm not making an omelet, obviously, I'm gonna break it up. And look at this. It's not sticking because we heated the pan up first with the oil. So one of the things that you know, I teach in my classes is how to make any stainless steel a non-stick pan. Look at that. It's not sticking. This is stainless steel, guys. This is not a non-stick pan. Okay? So just like that. And I figure I like little manipulation on my scrambled eggs because it keeps them relatively fluffy. Okay? And here's the thing, even though my eggs aren't to my desired doneness, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the flame off because it's gonna residually cook while it's sitting in the pan. And now we get to build our crostini. So my eggs are there. I just smashed up that avocado that we had. You could add a little extra lemon juice to it if you wanna keep it green, a little bit of salt. I think I am gonna add a little bit of that extra lemon juice to it. Just a wee bit. We don't need a ton because we've already got it in the tomatoes. But just to keep that nice bright greenness, and I like it still somewhat chunky, so that's how I'm going to do it. So let us grab our crostini and build our breakfast bruschetta. Bruschetta, crostini, you know what I mean. All right, so we've got our crostini out of the oven. It's a beautiful golden brown here. We've got our smashed avocado, we've got our scrambled eggs, and we've got our tomato mixture here. And basically this is really, really simple. So you just want to take a piece of the crostini, okay, and some of the avocado, right? Like I said, I like to keep mine a little chunky, just like that. And then, so let's do a couple of pieces like that. So this part is basically like your traditional avocado toast, okay? So let's just do like 3 pieces, right? And you can put as much or as little avocado on here as you want. I like a lot. That's just me though. I love avocado. So let's sit that right there. So now I'm gonna take our scrambled eggs here. I'm gonna take a little bit of the scrambled eggs, still nice and hot. So you don't want to do the eggs too far in advance. The egg, you want to have everything ready to go and let the egg be the last thing that you cook. Imagine coming out with this, your family's over for the holidays, or just, you know, girls get together and you've got brunch and mimosas and you come out with your breakfast crostini appetizer. Oh my gosh. Who's fancy now? Take our tomato mixture, and what I like to do is because I like it just to look a little bit rustic, is I just like to take the tomato mixture, just like to put a couple of pieces right on top, right? And if it falls off, that's fine, right? And make sure you get some of that wonderful juice on there. Oh my gosh, this is so good. And then just to finish it off, just to make it look even more gorgeous, I've just got some fresh chopped chive here, and I just sprinkle the chive drizzle. I just sprinkle the chive right on top, and then I come in with a little bit. This is where you can do Parmesan or something like that, but then I just want a little bit of contrast. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit. I'm leaving. No, I'm just joking. I'm not leaving. A little bit of cracked black pepper right over the top. Look at this. Tell me that doesn't look delicious and nutritious, right? Just like this. This is super simple, super easy. You gotta make this. And you can put, listen, if you eat bacon, you can put bacon on it. If you wanna crumble a little chicken sausage on there, you could do that too. You could change it out. You could do this without the avocado. You could do some goat cheese. You could do some ricotta. Sound like Jada De Laurentiis right there. Ricotta. Whatever you wanna do, you could definitely change this up. So let me know if you tried this, and I will see you in another video.